Last time on the Ouija Ripoff Universe.
I can't believe you stole this from your dad's office.
Let's try it.
I'm so glad I finally get to meet my grandfather for the first time, right before he's about to die. Jesus, this isn't a cabin, it's a mansion.
Could you, watch your language, please?
What? We're Jewish. I can say Jesus.
You have a Ouija board back at the house? Has anyone else used it?
It's okay, I followed all the rules.
Noah
isn't here. Only Belial.
Sorry, the book wasn't working fast enough.
And now... So, a comment I constantly get on these ripoff videos is praise for being able to sit through these movies just to make an entertaining review. But to be perfectly honest, yes, these movies can be insufferably boring, the production value offers no visual interest, and doesn't even come close to being on par with any genre or film they are ripping off. Sorry, homaging. But for me, these movies aren't any more terrible than what is being sharded out of Hollywood. The only difference here is money. The Ouija possession is just as bad as Hollywood's Ouija to me. The only difference is Ouija possession couldn't afford industry standard cinematography, production design, sound design, editing, visual effects. Hollywood's Ouija, on the other hand, has everything I just mentioned, but the script is dog shit. Ouija Exorcism tries to stand out with the whole Jewish element, but it doesn't hold any candle to The Conjuring 3 because that movie has its money on screen, but it doesn't have the money in its script. I actually get a kick out of these Tubi movies sometimes, because for me, all of the posters are filthy, filthy lies. They tease the most amazing shit and less than delivers. There's a game to play with Tubi. Is it a regular horror movie based on this poster, or is it a goddamn found footage piece of shit? The cheapest possible way to make a movie. It doesn't require fine-tuning or quality. Unlike the Blair Witch Project, go watch my Masterclass Cinema episode and see how much I suck that movie's d***. But sometimes you get ideas in these movies with potential? Question mark? Not saying they are good ideas for how they're presented. Being thrown off can add to the enjoyment, where no modern horror movie from Hollywood does that anymore. They are just dry and basic with loud noises and imagery you've seen before, just for imagery's sake. Oh, I'm sorry, homages. Anything I've reviewed this year has just been dull stories, like Spiral or Conjuring 3. They're just bland movies. And another comment I constantly see, which I'm getting sick of, is, hey man, I didn't think the movie was that bad. Not great, but I've seen worse. It's just such a wishy-washy justification. I would rather sit through one of these movies and be like, what? It's a good nun haunting? She's the main threat that you repel her with a pentagram? What? Then be like, hey man, Space Jam 2 wasn't that bad. It wasn't as good as the first, but hey, it had the Iron Giant in it. And nostalgia tells me that that makes it a good movie. Now, what I'm getting to is, I would rather watch these movies and make reviews than anything from Hollywood where my opinion is always going to be the same. Yes, it was flashy, but the story was milquetoast. Reviewing movies from Tubi is fun. Until I watched Ouija Room.
I just want to talk about sales.
Hey, knock it up. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
Shall we begin? So, the story. Oh boy, the story. After a long, drawn-out opening credit sequence to try and get this to feature length, we then don't start things strong when we're introduced to Sylvia, or as I'm going to call her, Sitcom Child. She opens the door to retrieve the mail, but she can't go all the way. She's scared of something. And so this woman has some mental health problems, and you can tell she's trying to play it all adult with a child's mind. But the way it comes across is more like she's a child star on a TV sitcom.
Where'd you come by this recipe?
I saw it on TV.
Like a cooking show?
No, it was on Grandpa Floyd's Pickle Patch.
It's a cartoon show.
Like all that's missing is the laugh track, and then the illusion is complete.
No, it was on Grandpa Floyd's Pickle Patch.
It's a cartoon show.
Then we are introduced to her brother, who looks like a grown-up version of Bad Luck Brian. And it seems like to make these two come across as siblings, dyeing his hair wasn't an option due to his pale ginger skin, so they opted to dye her hair red, or it was already dyed that color, and all the filmmakers responsible high-fived each other, thinking that the coincidence was meant to be.
So is there anything in particular you want to do tonight?
I want to watch TV. I love TV. And snails. Do you want to talk about snails?
Hey, remember, the doctor wants you to focus on finishing one idea before moving on to the next, okay?
I don't want to.
Well, we're gonna have to if you ever want to get better.
I just want to talk about sales!
Hey, knock it up.
Hey, stop it.
Man, mental illness in a horror movie can be a basis for some really terrifying set pieces. I'm hearing voices. Oh, some kind of mental disorder? Or maybe demons. But here it's like...
Hello, Shine. It is me, your mental illness. I see you're having a good day so far, but have you considered not having one?
And so, to keep his sister's brain occupied while she stays at home with social anxiety, he decides to go to the local, whatever this store is, and get her some board games. As you can see, he has a bunch of commercial games, but of course this is a horror movie, gets a board game to keep his sister occupied, Ouija. This movie then uses the second of its only 2 shots with actual competent camera movement and impressive contra zoom.
But don't expect any more competent shots.
Trying to use clips from this movie for the Ouija Ripoff Universe trailer was a nightmare. None of the cinematography is exciting at all.
You and your friends got a lot of time on your hands, bro?
What?
A lot of board games. Christ, some of those take hours just to set up. At least it feels like it.
No, they're for my sister. She has a condition. She gets a little manic sometimes. The games just help calm her down.
To each their own.
Right, you better keep an eye on this guy because he's gonna come back at the end of this film and you're not gonna give a fuck.
You know, ever since our parents died, she's
3265.
It's me. It's a lot of noise.
I'm making dinner for us and Rebecca.
You really don't have to do that.
I know, but I want to... Games! Mm-hmm. There's some money!
She makes dinner for him and his girlfriend, and she makes a pie base with white stuff in it that looks like cum and chives.
You don't like it?
Calm down, it's fantastic.
I know you don't like it. I know.
You don't know what you're missing.
No.
Just try a bite.
It's really good.
She's about to freak out, then they decide to be like, no, it's delicious. And then she tries it herself, and yeah, it's bad. This is a goddamn sitcom.
You two must have colds.
Do something. This is horrible. I'm gonna go get a granola bar.
Hey, grab one for me too, okay? You want one as well?
Oh, yes, please.
Also, all of you would-be filmmakers, get out your notepads. Here's a tip to stop your film from looking amateur. This is lazy framing. Whoever was filming just sat in a chair and pointed the camera at each actor like duh, duh, and duh. This makes everyone's eye line unappealing. When sitcom girl storms off, Bad Luck Brian is basically looking away from camera. Why is this a problem? Because the eyes are the window to the soul, as they say. If he's looking away from us, we are obscured from feeling empathy from his eyes. When she walked away, they should have cut to a new angle from the other side because this is still framed for a 3-way conversation. One person has left the scene, so now we should reframe to be more personal with these two. But what would I know?
It's a Ouija board.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's actually pronounced Ouija, but yeah, it's a little different from the games you have been playing.
So how do you win?
Well, there's no winning, exactly.
But if you can't win, then how do you play?
You talk to ghosts with it.
Does it work for real?
So, does this seem messed up to anyone else?
And you ask the board questions, and then spirits guide this pointer around, and it spells out the answers to whatever you ask it.
Oh, okay, good to know. Bye-bye.
At first I was just letting this go over my head because, whatever, it's a Ouija board movie, so it'll have a Ouija board setup. But once you start thinking about it more, like the script should have, he just happily gives a Ouija board to someone with severe mental illness. Demons or no demons, can you just give someone with mental illness a game that requires pretending to talk to ghosts that aren't real? That would be like getting a schizophrenic to play Operation. So, he's a writer, and he pre-sold a book that he hasn't written yet, so that's how they have money for now. But he now has to pay for a therapy. I just gotta say, it just feels like for a movie this lazy with $0 on screen, this movie would benefit if he was like 23 and has lived out of home for a few years. Keep the backstory of the parents dying a few years earlier, but she's like 13 years old. Then you won't have to watch a woman in her late 20s pretend to be a 5-year-old.
So, are those fingers up for anything a little more exciting than a Ouija board?
I'm sure they can manage.
Spirits. What do you think about soda? It might have been a little open-ended. Spirits. Do you like chalk? I might have come on a little strong there. Spirits, what in the hell is a crumpet? It sounds like a kind of food.
Oh, then Bad Luck Brian is trying to write his book. He's like Jack Torrance, writer's block and needs to drink for inspiration. Suddenly, the filmmakers took a camera to an abandoned location and filmed her in a corner with this shitty color grade.
Why did you leave me here? What did you love me anymore?
I just want mommy and daddy. I can be good. It hurts.
Flashy jump cuts mean scary, probably. Cut to the next morning, and sitcom child is so eager for him to ask her about the no activity she experienced the night before while playing with the squeegee board.
Anything you want to ask me?
No, I don't think so.
Nothing about a game?
The Ouija board, sorry. Yeah, how'd the session go?
Horrible. Ghost didn't answer boo.
No. Maybe the ghosts were just shy. You know how you find it difficult to talk to people you don't know?
Yeah.
Maybe the ghosts are the same way.
Yes, I bet you're right.
Here's my suggestion. I think you should try even harder tonight, and maybe even start earlier.
That's a great idea.
See, this'll help her mental health and social anxiety, being frustrated that invisible people won't talk to her through a piece of plastic and cardboard. So I moved house during this recording, so the audio might sound different, soz. So then she has a therapy session, and once again the framing is weird. This guy's body language is facing the opposite way, so when he looks at his book, both actors look like they're facing the same direction. But whatever, brah, it's therapy time.
I think Sammy doesn't like my cooking. I mean, he does so much to help us keep this place and all, and I try to help too, but then sometimes I just screw up. And then Sammy gets mad. It makes me so anxious and frustrated, and I lose control.
Feels like she's slightly breaking the childlike character gimmick for a moment. Those are grown-up words.
I understand, Doctor. I really do. Do you like pork?
Oh, then we go back to the script. So she reveals she's playing with a Ouija board, and rather than finding that problematic, he's like, you should play some other games and less Ouija.
That one's got me agitated.
Agitated?
Those darn ghosts just don't want to talk to me.
I think the key thing to remember, Sylvia, is that it's just a game. There are no real ghosts. The game works through the power of the imagination.
No ghosts?
None.
I thought my parents just didn't love me anymore.
Yeah, so stop playing with the Ouija board, because you're taking it way too seriously when it's a game based on pretending. Anyway, back to adult problems.
Well, then the last thing is just a matter of your insurance. It appears your insurance provider is not going to pay for our sessions here. If you give it to your brother, he'll take care of it.
Okay, will do.
Oh, some tension is now added to our situation.
It's a beautiful day out.
I don't know, it looks kind of cold.
Only a little. Wouldn't you like to be outside with other girls? Soon, Sylvia. We'll be there soon.
I know how much you like cheese, so I added a little extra.
Are there cranberries in this?
Surprised?
Very.
So now he's worried about the cost of her therapy sessions and will now have to get an actual job. But well, let's play some Mousetrap.
You've spent a lot of time getting this game all set up, and I know you've spent a lot of money on all of these games. But I think the Ouija board's my favorite.
Even though you haven't talked to any ghosts yet?
See, kids, you can write any dialogue you want. Good, bad, subtle, forced, or just nonsense to have your characters reach their way through plot points for the sake of plot points. And you can get actors to say it.
Well, I'm not sure that there are any ghosts, and my doctor certainly doesn't seem to think they exist. But the idea that there might be ghosts is the fun of it.
There's no reason for her to keep wanting to use the Ouija board when she gets nothing out of it. But movie.
Spirits. I know nobody else seems to think you're real, but I think you might be. Yes. Yes, you are here. Oh, okay. Are you my parents? No. Oh, okay.
Next, the filmmakers found a dead bird and filmed it because that will add horror production value. Everybody loves production value.
Sammy, guess what?
You slept? Maybe had a dream?
The spirits, they talk to me.
Hello? Yes, this is Sam. Or that was a job interview. I promise you can tell me all about your ghost dream when I get back, okay?
So, now the Ouija board is working and no one will believe her. Classic.
It was real. It was fucking real.
And after a dry 30 minutes, we finally get to something?
Would I like to hear my new friends? Well, yeah, I would.
Sylvia.
I can hear you.
Sylvia, we are so happy to be your friend.
I'm happy to be your friend too.
And now shit's starting to turn.
Sil!
Sorry. I was upstairs playing a game.
Why didn't you answer when I called for you?
My headphones on, silly.
Bad luck Brian gets home and she's all giddy to serve him some dinner. Oh, we've been down this road before. Then he tries it and...
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
You like it?
Like it? I love it.
I'm so happy.
Ah, she finally cooked something that wasn't filled with nonsense. But she's keeping who told her that recipe a secret. For now.
How'd you put this together?
I told you, my friend told me.
Your friend?
Yeah, on TV.
Oh, you watched a cooking show?
Yep, that's what I did. I watched what they did, and I wrote it down, and I did it here.
Now the movie starts getting into its horror plot. The Ouija board is whatever. But what separates all of these movies is what the Ouija board summons. The first movie was some guy called Jonah who was killed by a woman at the party upstairs. The second movie is a demon called Dr. Belittle. This movie raises a 1950s film noir guy.
Spirits, are you there?
Right here, Dolly. How'd that lasagna game go over?
It went great. Sammy loved it. He cleaned his plate.
That's just aces, Dolly, just aces. I've got a real ring-a-ding meal that'll top that last one.
Followed by another actress in her late 20s playing an actual 5-year-old.
You scared the life out of me.
I know how that feels.
Yeah, so what are you up to anyway?
Just hoping you could play is all.
Oh, I'd like that. What do you have in mind?
Why write a child into the script if you won't cast one? Just don't write a child into the script.
What about hide and seek?
I know that one. Who hides first?
Me. I'll hide first. Now cover your eyes and count. And remember, no peeking.
And then a die-hard Misfits fan.
You got anything to drink around here?
Yeah, we've got water and coffee and we got some juice.
No, I was talking about something a little bit harder, like booze.
Michael Graves was the best era of Misfits. So, long story short, all these characters who pop out of the Ouija board begin helping her deal with life. She's interacting with new types of people, they teach her adult skills like cooking, Juliet only tells her to stick up for herself, helps scare off her creep therapist.
Sylvia? Remember the hug you gave me last time?
Uh-huh.
Could I have another one of those?
Sure.
Hires a therapist to help his sister's mental health. Sexual abuser. So, they are like imaginary friends who are helping her.
He left his notebook behind. I saw what he drew. Take a look for yourself.
I don't even know what that is, but I know it doesn't make me feel good.
You have to show this to your brother when he comes home. Tell him who drew it. He'll know exactly what to do.
And then I was like, wait, is this a horror movie? Or is this like a dark kids film? To which I started thinking, that could work. Like one of my childhood favorite films, Drop Dead Fred. In that movie, Phoebe Cates plays a woman who is still immature and she is traumatized by her marriage ending. So she resorts to her childhood house to deal with it. Which brings back her manic, condescending, toxic childhood imaginary friend, Drop Dead Fred, played by the late amazing talent Rick Mail.
That's the face! Yeah! What happened to you? Look at you! You're all older. You're even uglier. Ugh! I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to be sick all over you immediately. Lie down.
And in that movie, she has to overcome her oppressive situations like her shitty ex-husband, her controlling mother, and then finally grows up so Fred can go back home.
Fred, what are you doing here?
I'm stuck because your stupid, ugly, fat, grown-up husband has left you. So you're all alone and you're all unhappy. So I had to come back and I can't get home again until you're happy. So why don't you get happy?
So I thought this movie was going to go in that direction, but nah, it's Ouija Room. And the funny thing is, Drop Dead Fred has one shot in it that is way more terrifying than any of these three movies combined. And that's a legit kids film that I grew up with, which trained me for shitty movies like what Hollywood makes that are fucking boring. But anyway, shit starts going sideways. The imaginary Ouija pals start turning Sylvia against her brother's partner.
Get up, whore. What did you just say? I know what you're planning with my brother. You little bitch. You can't have him. I'll kill you before you do.
Damn! She is out of control.
What are you talking about?
She's insane. She's worse than what we thought.
She has a fit and pisses herself.
Ow.
I can't do this anymore.
What do you want me to do? You want to have her locked up? You want to have her committed?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh no, shit's going off the rails now. And now Bad Luck Brian is considering putting her into a mental hospital. And how does Sylvia find out about it?
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Bradley. Are you Sylvia Grau?
Yeah.
I work at the Hanson Psychiatric Hospital. The doctor I interned for, you want me to drop this off? I guess your brother left it when he was visiting this morning, so can you make sure he gets it?
Oh no, this won't go well. Can you imagine the drama?
Psychiatric hospital? It sounds to me like your bro's trying to send you off to the loony bin.
No, he wouldn't do that.
We could snoop around and we could look for clues that prove his innocence. You know, like Scooby-Doo style.
I love Scooby-Doo. Where are we gonna look for clues?
Yeah, awesome. Okay, good girl. So, clues.
Man, horror film or kids film? Pick one! But anyway. When they say they're gonna do all this investigating, all they do is look at his laptop.
Don't worry. I can fancy any lock, machine, or jukebox. Oh, sorry, kid.
Oh no, Bad Luck Brian has been caught. Tries to keep a secret from his sister? Shit. Okay, I'ma start skipping through this. The imaginary ghost friends are concocting a little scheme. They give Sylvia some lollipops, but a special one for her brother. Then the movie tries to be creepy. No, like horror movie creepy. His dead mum shows up with pearls like she's fucking Batman's parents.
Listen to me. I don't have much time.
The dead needs a living to do their bidding.
I don't understand.
I'm sorry.
Boo, scary. Warning from beyond the grave.
Don't forget to give your brother his treats.
I know, yay! It'll make him so happy.
Ugh. She gives him the treat and he's like, blue raspberry, my favorite. And then this woman comes back.
Hello again, Sylvia. Dr. Brewer from the hospital. He asked me to stop by and do an interview with you just so I can get a better understanding of the nature of your condition.
Then it's all confirmed. Her brother talked to the mental hospital. And even though they already confirmed it, then the brother passes out because the ghost laced his lollipop with something. Then they kill the other woman. Time lapse. The brother is all tied up and the ghosts are wearing Halloween makeup. And they keep walking around the brother in a circle to say something to Sylvia one by one. This is so silly. Like you don't know what to feel. The lighting looks bad, their makeup is obviously makeup, the acting is weird and dumb, there's too much exposition.
One bullet is for you, the other one's for him.
All the love he had for you is long gone.
You're gonna be like the sister I never had.
First you spill his blood, and then yours. On this cuckoo thing right here. Usually, when we finish the game, we have the other player check out. You're the first person we want to have join us permanently.
Essentially, the ghost wants Sylvia to kill her brother and then herself so then they can all be ghost buddies or something. And then this actress felt like acting like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. Which ain't that special.
real party. But you gotta go.
Hey, darling, what do you think you're doing?
I don't know. You're so smart. You tell me.
And then she shoots the Ouija board and visual effects happen. Then they gotta get out of there, which requires leaving the house. Oh, then it all comes full circle.
I haven't done that since...
Mom and Dad's funeral.
Yeah.
Huzzah!
We destroyed you! I am the eldest. The first. I'm going out that door, you bitch! We will continue our game soon, friend.
Are you okay to drive?
No, I don't think so.
Let's do this!
Now back to that store, and someone else wants to buy the Ouija board.
Take a gander at this. It's got some light scorch marks here and there, but it just adds to the ambiance, right? I mean,
For sure.
why is it burned? Could it be Satan?
That's good. That's a good one. That's good. That's a good one. That's good. That's a good one.
And then it goes on to another victim, and then... I should also mention that this movie starts with some dude in a room with writing on the walls, pulls out a gun.
I want to play.
Like this is fucking Hellraiser or something, but whatever. But that was Ouija Room! The worst of the worst in this series, that's for sure. As I said before, you never know what's coming with these posters on Tubi, especially Ouija Shark. You all commented, man, you gotta talk about Ouija Shark. No, see the poster? This is the effect.
Whoa. Personal space, dude.
It's a hand puppet on a green screen. No, but with these movies, I'm reviewing them in the order I watched them. The first two are standard Tubi gems, as I've reviewed before. Here, I can sum this up in 3 words. Filmed in a fucking weekend. This movie has a script that never saw a second draft. The music score was probably made with an app that came on a laptop for free. And no shot is interesting. Just shove your characters in a corner. The lights are just flooding the actors and the shot. Orange lights bouncing off of brown walls and people with red hair. Could have been easily tweaked with some basic color grading. How do you know it's nighttime? Point the darkest blue light possible at the actors. Boom, nighttime. All right, we're done.
Hello, Jemima. Hello, Angelique. Hello. You're gonna die. Ah! Oh, ah! Mr. Pooh. Hello. You die too. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. Ah!
Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. As always, if you like the Ripoff Universe series, then be sure to like, comment, and share. Help boost this video in the algorithm. Or not. You could do none of those things, and then I'll just stop making them. We can let the channel die together. So long. Take care. The end is nigh. Bye-bye.